Milo the cat considered himself the undisputed king of the house. He strutted along the windowsill like he owned the place, tail flicking in the air with regal pride. Daisy, the family's golden retriever, disagreed. In her mind, the house was hers, because she was the one who greeted the humans first, fetched their shoes, and made sure every visitor was welcomed with wagging enthusiasm. The rivalry started small. One morning, Daisy found Milo sitting in her dog bed, curled into a perfect circle as if he had always belonged there. Daisy barked once, politely asking him to move. Milo lifted his head, gave a slow blink, and yawned like he hadn't even heard her. Daisy barked louder, stomping her paws in protest. Milo simply stretched out and made himself even more comfortable. From that moment on, the war was declared. The humans noticed the tension, but assumed it was harmless. What they didn't know was that Daisy and Milo were plotting daily pranks against each other. Daisy's favorite trick was waiting until Milo had finally cornered a fly, and bursting into the room like a tornado and scaring it away. Milo's revenge came at night, when Daisy was fast asleep. He would climb onto the kitchen counter, gently nudge the treat jar, and let the rattling sound wake Daisy up. By the time she arrived, Milo would be sitting innocently by the jar, as if to say, "Oh, you wanted these? Too bad they're for me." One Saturday morning, the feud escalated. The humans had left a freshly cooked chicken on the table to cool. Milo spotted it first, licking his whiskers with delight, leaped onto the chair, preparing to steal a piece, but Daisy barreled in, skidding across the tile floor. Now the two locked eyes, both knowing only one of them could claim the prize. In a burst of chaos, Milo swatted at Daisy's nose. Daisy barked so loudly the neighbors probably heard, and in the commotion, the chicken slid right off the table. The cat and dog froze as the family came running in. Everyone expected punishment, but instead, the humans burst out laughing at the sight of Daisy and Milo sitting side by side, both pretending to look completely innocent while the chicken lay on the floor. The rivalry paused for a brief moment that day, because when the humans gave them each a small piece of chicken, they shared a rare moment of peace. Still, the truce didn't last long. That evening, Daisy was back in her bed and found Milo lounging there again, purring smugly. Daisy sighed, curled up next to him this time, and decided that maybe, just maybe, sharing wasn't the worst idea in the world. Of course, Milo swiped at her ear before falling asleep, just to remind her who really ruled the house. The uneasy truce between Milo and Daisy didn't last past sunrise. The very next morning, Daisy discovered Milo had taken his mischief to a new level. While Daisy was out in the yard chasing squirrels, Milo had climbed onto the laundry basket and carefully dragged out one of Daisy's favorite toys, a squeaky rubber duck. By the time Daisy came back inside, panting happily, she found Milo lounging on the couch with the duck clamped between his paws. He gave it one nonchalant squeeze, letting it squeak in mockery. Daisy's jaw dropped. That was war. She launched herself onto the couch, but Milo was already a step ahead. He darted off the cushions, duck toy still in his grip, and zipped under the dining table. Daisy tried to follow, but her wagging tail smacked into the chairs and clattered them against the floor. The humans rushed in, startled by the noise, only to see Daisy's tail sticking out from under the table while Milo sat smugly out of reach. The humans rescued the toy, but the spark of revenge was already glowing in Daisy's mind. Later that afternoon, when the house had quieted down, Daisy found Milo perched on the windowsill, sunbathing in perfect peace. She crept silently to the base of the window, gave her tail a few excited wags, and then boom, she barked as loudly as she could. Milo leapt so high he nearly stuck to the curtains. The humans couldn't stop laughing as Milo glared at Daisy, ears flattened in sheer humiliation. Daisy pranced away, tail wagging proudly, certain she had won that round. But Milo was a cat, and cats never forget. That night, when Daisy was sleeping soundly in her bed, Milo crept across the room, climbed the table near the light switch, and gave it a tap with his paw. Click. Darkness. Daisy lifted her head, confused. Then Milo tapped it again. Click. Light. Daisy tilted her head, growled softly. Milo clicked it off once more. The poor dog barked, spinning in circles as the humans stirred awake, wondering why their golden retriever was losing her mind. Milo sat high above it all, invisible in the shadows, eyes glowing with pure satisfaction. Over the next week, the rivalry became entertainment for the entire household. Daisy would guard her food bowl with all the seriousness of a soldier on duty while Milo plotted sneak attacks from the counter above. Milo would pretend to nap, only to swipe Daisy's tail the moment she walked by. Daisy retaliated by rolling onto Milo's catnip toy and drooling all over it. But the funniest moment of all happened one rainy afternoon. Daisy had been cooped up inside all day and decided to play with her tennis ball. She nudged it across the floor, chased it, and nudged it again. But then Milo appeared, and with one swift paw, he batted the ball so hard, it bounced down the hallway. Daisy bolted after it with lightning speed, but she didn't see the freshly mopped floor ahead. She slid halfway across the tiles, paws scrambling like a cartoon character, before bumping gently into the wall. Milo, of course, sat at the end of the hall, tail flicking in triumph, as if he had orchestrated the whole thing. The humans were laughing so hard they couldn't even scold them. Eventually, both Daisy and Milo ended up curled on the couch, pretending nothing had happened, but deep down, they both knew the game was far from over.